Hey everybody, Tova Privet here, Senior Ruby Ambassador with Sabrina Diaz, also Senior Ruby Ambassador. And we're going to take a few minutes today to go over some training for our 3-day challenge groups. So you can call them a 3-day challenge group or 3 days to balance or 3 days to happiness, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. But for today's purposes, we'll say 3-day challenge group. There's a lot of training out there, and we're kind of going to just shrink it down to the nitty gritty, what you need to know and what you need to do. So the purpose of these events are to create an immersive experience for your client. So think of like a gym intensive or a class, 4-hour class intensive that you're taking. It's taking information or techniques you would learn over a period of time and squashing them in. So it's a lot, but it's worth it because it's all squished together and you get more of an experience. So that's what we're doing here. Also, they're experiencing it with other people who have similar goals. So the best analogy for this is think of a 5K color run. Like any of us can go out and run 3.1 miles, but it feels very different to do that in a color run with other people next to you who have similar goals and are also excited to be there. So we're running towards our goals together. And then a last component is they're getting us as their one-on-one coach day by day through the whole process. So we want to explain to you what it means to coach someone through this process. So Sabrina's going to hit on kind of what's unique about these events.
Exactly. Thanks, Tova. So exactly what Tova just said. So it's like taking your business and compressing it. So this is like the speed dating of Plexus. And you just leave out the other crap. Like you just focus, you engage, you get right to the point. There should be no fear in dropping this invite for this challenge. It's direct, right to the point. We have the wording. You're just asking them to do a $19.95 3-day sample pack with you. There's no commitment, no strings attached, and free shipping. And then on top of that, they get a $20 coupon back. So it's basically a free trial to get them prepped and started and build their belief to starting their health journey. So they're looking for you for that guidance, and that's what we're here for. Engage in your people, give them your time. This is a 3-day, so it's 72 hours. So this is not something that you have to do, long term. So anybody can do anything for 3 days, but it's huge to do your engagements, to coach them through this, do your follow-ups, and really get them and build their belief within this company and the system.
Yeah, go ahead. Exactly. So what do we need to do ahead of time? We usually do these the second week because it takes a good 9 to 12 days of kind of backup to know, hey, we're going to do this. This is the wording and graphics that we need to send out, and people's stuff needs to ship. That's kind of the rate limiting step here. So shipping has been taking 7 days. So if we want to start on the 12th, we really need their stuff shipped by the 5th or 6th. And like today's the 1st. So you're going to have a few days to talk to people. And I try to encourage my people, if they get theirs early, to hold off so we can start as a group. If somebody gets theirs a day or two late, still start them in the group, even without their products. And then you can tag them on the appropriate day. It doesn't have to be exactly like that. So what do you need to do once you're sending all these messages out? We'll give you the graphic and wording for that. And this should cast a wide net. Anyone you've really ever spoken to about Plexus before, and then people you haven't. Most everybody's willing to spend $20 and they're curious about what it is. So you need to order this for them. So you send out 30 messages, 11 people say, yeah, that sounds great. What do I do? So you're going to say, PayPal me $20. I'll handle everything for you. PayPal me and send me your address. So I make a little graphic that says, bullet point 1, full name and email, bullet point 2, mailing address, bullet point 3, here's my PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. I put my names in there. So all I have to do is send them that graphic, and it just makes it easier. You will log into your account, your back office. You will go and find which pack they want. There's 2 types. Most people get Renew You, but there's also the beauty box. You'll add it to your cart. You'll go check out. You're paying out of your pocket because they sent you $20. Don't order this for people until they give you the money. So then when you get to shipping, you can click on one-time ship address. So it's not going to default in the future for your orders. So it's a single shipment. You're going to pay out of your pocket because you already have the money. And then this way you can track it. If they go and order it, they've now created a Plexus account that they must remember, and you can't track it. So do it this way. And then there's a bunch of little things that need to happen beforehand. And Sabrina's going to kind of explain how this is a two-part process. One is ordering, the second part's the group, and how that's important and what you're doing right before day one.
Yes. So this is where you start building that excitement, right? So that, like Tova was saying, it's a two-part system. You send out that invite, you get them ready, you order their box. But they also have a Facebook group that they can engage, they can read, they can talk to other people in this challenge. You can put testimonies in it. This group is vital for this challenge. You have to have them in, you have to do this two-part step. So that's where we're going to do. So the day before we start the challenge, double check, triple check that they are invited and they accepted into this group so they can follow along. So that is your first. Then you can start, being that you just ordered it from your account, you can track the shipment. That is the coolest part about this. So you know if it's being delivered to their house, you can shoot them a message. Hey girl, I just got a notification. Your box is on its way to your house. Are you ready? Send them a picture with like 3 fingers up, like, let's do this. Get your product, show them, engage with them, show them that you are on this journey with them. Send them a selfie with their drink, have them send a selfie back with their box. This is creating that belief system, creating that bond between you and your client. They're going to really start to engage and really enjoy the process, and you're going to start to enjoy it too. It's not going to feel like a job for you, but I cannot stress enough that you have to do the engagement part. You have to build that excitement for them, or they're not going to take this seriously, and it's not going to be fun for them.
Yep. Yep, we're taking 3 months of relationship building and connecting, and we're squashing it down. So that's going to take effort from you and planning, but it's totally worth it. So right before they get into day one, we want to make sure we set them up for success. So there's 3 questions we're going to ask. Do you drink coffee or tea? Are you sensitive to caffeine? And do you want your lean as a snack or a meal? Depending on how they answer, a lot of people who have coffee in the morning aren't going to want their slim right away. So you can guide them that they can have it kind of mid-morning. If they're really sensitive to caffeine, I suggest 1 MetaBurn and half an active instead of the whole thing, just so that they can kind of see how their body reacts. And then of course, depending on what they said for lean when they take it. And if you want, you can send a recipe or something like that. So for day one on your checklist, our team has a checklist. There's a master checklist inside all the big documents from corporate, but we kind of pulled ours out and turned it into one sheet that you can print off, write the person's name and goals, because it's nothing to have 15, 20 people of your own in this challenge. And it's hard to keep all that straight. So even if you don't walk around with these at night, you can go check and say like, did I do this for each person? So day one, I send them a water graphic early in the morning, stressing how important it is for them to keep the water intake up. And I actually send a link from Amazon with the water bottle with the times on it that I like to use. And throughout this, either day one or actually even before that, I forgot to say, if my people, I give them a personal incentive if they post a selfie picture with their product or box, or talk about the 3-day challenge, then I send them a sample of something they don't have in that box. So if you post about it, you get a free sample. And if you bring a friend with you to the challenge who orders a box, you get another free sample. So kind of positive encourage for them to share. Every day, day 1, 2, and 3, there's going to be 2 product highlights that go up and 2 testimonies that go up. So throughout the day, you're going to tag them in the correct product, depending on what box they're doing. And then at least one of the testimonies, maybe 2 of them. And then on top of that, you're going to be having an ongoing conversation in Messenger, not bugging them, but pretty much checking in the morning with some info and at night. So Sabrina is going to hit on what all is involved with day 2.
Yes. So like Tova was saying, you're going to have the product highlights. So the next day they're going to have their slim, or they're going to have their collagen. Whatever product it is that goes to their box that they have, you're going to tag them in that product highlight. So that just gives them a little bit more information of what this product is. It builds the belief. They learn a little bit more about it. They understand the product. Understanding the product is crucial, because if they're not understanding the product, they're not going to know what it's doing for them. They're not going to build belief in the product. So that's huge. Tag them in the product highlight. Then on the side, what I really love doing is, if they are geared towards weight loss, I will go into one of our groups and find a really good testimony that spoke to me about weight loss, and I'll tag them in it. I'll let them know, hey girl, this testimony made me think of you. Do you think you can see yourself in this testimony? Engage, get them talking to you, get them reading these things, get them understanding, and build their belief within the company and the product. That's step 2. Talk to them, ask questions. Don't make it about you. Ask them questions. Let them talk. Let them feel. Let them talk about what they're feeling, what they're expecting, what they want out of it, and then engage. Send them more testimonies with what they're talking about, or send them more graphics, and really get that conversation going. And then review their goals and build that excitement. This is super important. You are in charge of this. So like I said, you can do anything for 3 days. You have to sell them on this box for them to come back. So this is your job. And that's what we're going to do for day 2. And then we're going to move on to day 3, and Tova is going to tell you how to do that.
Yep. And then day 3 is kind of repetitive with new information. That's an oxymoron, but you're going to have 2 testimonies and 2 more product highlights. So day 1, we're going over, where did I put it? Day 1, we're doing the protein powder and slim microbiome highlights. Day 2, we're doing the slim hunger control and Joriome highlights. And day 3, MetaBurn and collagen. You can change those around. Just make sure your team kind of knows the order things are coming out in. So at this point, a message sometimes I'll send, depending on how things are going. You can tell them about your experience, but it needs to be less than a minute, less than 1 voice message. So just so they can relate and understand where you're coming from and why you're convicted to share. Like, I don't know if I've ever taken a minute to tell you my experience, but man, I came here just to lose a few pounds and I got so much more. Less than 60 seconds. And you really want to connect with their goals. And if you can't directly connect with their goals, you find a story, or if you struggled with weight loss and sleep too, man, I remember how difficult that was and how challenging. Nothing I tried worked. I'm so happy I found this. This is why I talk to everybody. So we can help you with that wording, and thank them for trusting you on day 3 near the end. Say, I really appreciate you being vulnerable and sharing your goals with me. And I genuinely care about what you want to achieve. So thank you for being willing to go through this experience. It's a way to connect. At the end of day 3 is when you're called to action. You're setting them up in an appointment. So just assume the appointment. Say, hey, I want to explain which welcome packs fit best with your goals. It's way quicker if I do it over the phone. It can get confusing if I have to type all that and you read it. When's a good time to talk today? I'm asking for a time. I'm not saying, can I call you? Do you want to talk? Ask what time. And if they're like, oh man, I'm really busy today, say, well, I'm free tomorrow at 9, 11, and 2. Do any of those work for you? And also start to bring up the coupon at this point. And Sabrina will hit on that with kind of closing techniques and how follow-up will go once the 3-day ends.
Yes. Okay. So this is my favorite part of it. I love doing the follow-up, because this is how you can talk to them. You can understand where they're coming from, but be prepared to handle objections. Be prepared to hear them out and answer the questions. Let them speak. Let them get it off their chest. If they're not ready, then that's fine. There's going to be several other people that are ready, and we can re-engage and come back to them at a later date. Really give them proper expectations. Tell them that, it can be a 90 to 120-day process. Do not just sell them on a welcome pack on a 1 month or a 1 week system. Let them know that this is a process that they're going to have to follow through and keep up with. But you can also throw in there that there is a less than 1% return rate. So they're going to love these products. So they don't even have to worry about the return process. I can't stress this enough. Schedule a call. Like Tova was saying, let them hear your voice, but if you can, let them see your face. Video calls are magic. And if you can get a third-party validation in there, fantastic. That's even better. But there is a very high percentage of signs coming from video face calls. You have to do it. Get out of that comfort zone. Nobody grows comfortable.
Yep. And this is filling up your funnel, we always got to be putting people in.
Exactly. And ask them questions like, what are you loving about these products? Have them tell you, what is your favorite takeaway of this entire experience? Have them tell you. Keep the conversation positive and light. Don't make it sound like an ad or a commercial. Nobody likes that. Talk to a friend. Keep it going, keep it informational, but keep it as a genuine personal conversation. So Tova is going to tell you some key ways to success with this whole system. So take it away, Tova.
Yeah. And so to close us out, just remember, I kind of think of it as a trifecta. We are giving them an immersive experience. We're letting them feel our culture between the experiences, our culture and the products, and then kind of our positivity and how we educate. So you're going to educate, experience, and culture the whole 3 days. So things to make you successful. One pitfall before I go into success. People think this is plug and play. You can't just plug somebody into this group, get their box, plug them in, and you're done. No. You've done like 10% of the work at that point, okay? And you've really set yourself up for success. So don't, this is a highest conversion rate of anything we have, from talking to people to purchasing. So remember that. And also with the coupon, even when people don't right away, it's only good for 30 days. So it's pretty easy to close them. And I try to say, I forget my coupons all the time, and then I find them later and they're expired. I'm so frustrated. Let's make sure that doesn't happen. Let's just go ahead and pick which welcome pack you want. I really encourage you to use the tracker sheet. I know some people aren't fans of paper. If you're not, you need to start a memo list of all the people in and what you've done for them so you can keep track of it. So, this is a business, treat it professional, keep up with people. And then we'll give you wording and graphics, and there's tons of information and scripts, but we wanted to just say what this is, what your client should experience, and what you're supposed to do. So hopefully we just sum that up for you here. And if you have questions, you can go to your upline about that and we can expand on it. But this is going to be so fun, and we're going to keep doing these each month.
Love it.
You have anything to add? Or are we good to go?
Just engage.
Yep.
Exactly. That's it. That's my final thing. Just engage with your clients.
Awesome. Well, we will talk to you guys soon.